By now, all of you should have shared your Project 1 draft. That could be the draft of the slideshow or the draft of the entire presentation or the practice recording. It's up to you. But it should at least be the content, the slides that you're using for your presentation. You should have shared that in your collaborative group folder. You should share it with the permission settings for your group to be able to make comments. You don't have to allow them to edit, but they should at least be able to make comments. So when you're working in your collaborative groups, you're going to do a workshop over the next couple of days. The workshop is designed for you to help your group members create the highest quality and most well-developed presentations possible. It's a good way to have an extra set of eyes on your presentation so that people can maybe catch some things that you didn't catch or give you some good suggestions that you may not have thought of yourself as you were creating your presentation. And this is to be done by the end of the day Thursday so that the creators, all of you, have a chance to revise and finalize your presentations before they are due Sunday night. So I have some guidelines here, things that you're supposed to be looking for as you go through your classmates' presentations. So as you review each project, make sure you can identify the line of inquiry. What are they trying to understand? Make sure that you can identify the use of 2 to 4 readings from weeks 1 through 3 in exploring this line of inquiry. They can have outside material as well, but they need to have at least 2 up to 4 of the readings that we have done in class in weeks 1 through 3. Make sure that you can identify the points of comparison. Since this is a compare and contrast project, what is it they're trying to compare? Are they using the texts to make those comparisons? And do they have enough support for each point of comparison? Then you also want to make note of any questions you have that ought to be answered before the presentation is finalized. So consider what may make you doubt one or more of the claims. What seems left hanging or what isn't fully explained? What further ideas, questions, or issues does each claim raise? Is there a question you have about the way some of the content was developed or the way a certain piece of support is used? Those kinds of things you want to include in your questions. Does the creator of the presentation address these questions? So remember, I asked you to close your presentation with how African American writers view the world, how literature works as a tool for cultural preservation and reflection on the human experience, and what it means to be free. Those are the more global questions, the ones that are meant to synthesize the materials that we've been studying along with the understandings that you're gaining, the experiences that you have, and how things are sort of coming together and helping you understand the main things, like those big learning outcome type things that we are aiming for in this class through our study of African American literature. So we want to make sure that we're trying to address those questions in each of our projects. And then, after you've dealt with the larger issues, the content issues, the development issues, then you want to start looking at the design of the presentation. So is it designed well? Are the fonts that are used legible? Are the colors pleasing colors? Are they easy to look at, easy to read? Is there enough contrast between the background and the text color? If there are graphics, Are they relevant? Do they make sense where they are? Are they placed appropriately? If there's media, if there are videos embedded or links to something outside, is that media relevant to the presentation, to the topic? Does it support the ideas? Does it make us think of something in a broader sense or something related outside of our readings? Or is it from one of, let's say, the week 1 videos or audio recordings? And is it used in an appropriate manner in the presentation? And then, of course, if you notice any grammar, word usage, mechanics, and spelling errors, making note of those. And then if the creator has included the audio track as part of their draft that they're submitting, is that clear and audible? Is it easy to listen to, or do you have to turn your speakers up really loud and then you still can't hear it very well? And then finally, do you have any other constructive comments, questions, or suggestions for the presentation creator? So these guidelines are meant to help you know what to look for, but you're not limited to only these things. And you don't necessarily have to go and create any sort of checklist for yourself to make sure you address absolutely every single one of these things, but these are the things you're trying to look for, then making note of the things that stand out as either really well done or not so well done, things that still need some work. So any other questions, comments, or suggestions that you have for the presentation creator, you can go ahead and include those in your comments. All right, so if you have any questions for me, you know that you can ask them in the virtual office on Blackboard. You can come hang out with me on Google Meet for an hour on Tuesday from 6:30 to 7:30, or you can send an email or a Hangouts chat message. But in any case, make sure you're asking the questions so that I can give you the information and the answers that you need.